Hey everyone! So today I have another favourites video for you all, and this one is going to be on my top brushes. Overall, I think that brushes are the most important part to doing makeup. I don't think that you can get the most out of your really good quality makeup without good brushes, or you can get a lot out of kind of subpar quality makeup with better brushes. I also think that brushes really give your makeup that extra oomph. They also give it just that that little bit extra just to kind of finish off the makeup, finish off the look properly. So these are obviously my top brushes, the ones that I use the most. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first brush that I couldn't live without is actually the MAC 134. Now this is just a large powder brush. I use this for my powder, my bronzer, and my blush. And I find that this is a really good all-rounder brush. It's great for setting your foundation. It's great for applying contour, applying blushes, applying highlight, because it is actually quite fine. So it's not too thick and too round, which is something that I don't like from a powder brush. I really like that kind of paddle look to it, and I use this to death. It is quite an expensive brush in the short term, but I don't find that this one sheds very much on me. I find that it stays really soft, and I generally really like this brush, and it's a really good multi-purpose brush as well. So it serves multiple purposes. So for the price you pay, this is actually a really handy brush to have. The next brush is the MAC 168. Now this one is another multi-purpose brush. I actually use this one for foundation. A lot of people say to use the MAC 109, and I do use the MAC 109 for foundation occasionally, but I find that this doesn't shed as much. It also spreads the foundation just as evenly, and it's also really soft, whereas the 109 is really quite coarse. This one also great for contouring, great for blush. This is a really good one to have in your brush belt if you're a makeup artist, because it's one of those multi-purpose brushes that you can use for foundation that when you run out of foundation brushes, which is always what happens to me. Also just using it for blush as well. That it's just a beautiful brush. It really gets in under the apple of the cheek and sweeps across. It's really good for contouring as well because it's got that really nice shape to it and that really nice angle. The next one I have is the MAC 188. Now this is the smaller kind of sibling of the MAC 187, and that one is very popular, especially for foundation. I like this for foundation because it gets right into the little bits of your face and it's not too large. I also like this for setting under the eyes because it's really hard to get into that area. This one, however, is the perfect brush for cream blush. Cream blush applies like a dream with this. Powder blush also applies like a dream with this, and bronzer on pale skins applies perfectly with this. You can't overdo it, and it's really easy to build it up as well. And I just really love this. It's really soft, it's really easy to use, and it's just one of those really nice brushes that everybody should have. And it is a personal preference. I do prefer the 188 over the 187 because it is slightly smaller and slightly easier to use. I find that you get a lot of multi-purpose you get more multi-purpose uses out of it because it is smaller. You can still do the foundation. It takes a little bit longer, but you get also that really precise blush application, that really precise bronzing application as well. So that one is a really nice one to have. Next, I'm going to move on to eye brushes. And everybody loves eye brushes because everybody has a tendency to focus on eyeshadows. So these are my favorite ones. The first one I'm going to start off with is the NARS number 13 brush. It's just this large fluffy brush with a point to it. I prefer this over the MAC one because it has that point. This one is just a really soft brush. It's great for blending colors. It's great for applying a sheer wash of color, and it's just really beautiful. It feels really nice on the face as well. So that one is by far my favorite brush. If I could kind of kit myself up with just these, that would be perfect for me, because you can do that application of color and blend at the same time. So this one is one of my favorites. It's also good for contouring the crease, and because of that point you can get under the eye with it. It's just one of those brushes that is really good for doing quick and easy makeup. Similarly, I also have the MAC 217, which is kind of dirty at the moment. This is a beautiful brush. The same thing goes. It's really great for applying color and blending it at the same time. This one just doesn't have a point. So it's really good for lid color. It's really good for highlight colors. So that one, it's nice and soft as well. The most important thing about brushes, when you're finding brushes, is to get something that's nice and soft, because you don't want to put something that's going to scratch your skin on, especially on your eyes. So I really like the white goat hair brushes because they are always nice and soft, and they're not going to scratch the eye area as well. So that one is a really nice one to go for. Then I've got the MAC 239. Now I have multiple ones of these just because it's just that perfect shading brush. If you want to pack on color onto the lid, this is perfect. Also, because it's quite thin, you can get right under the eye with it. You can also contour the socket with it. So this one's a really beautiful brush. You can also use it with wet pigments as well to foil all over the lid. So this is a really nice multi-purpose brush. Again, white goat hair, it's nice and soft, so it's really nice to use as well. Then I also have the Inglot just flat kind of paddle brush. This is really similar to the MAC 227, but it's slightly smaller. I find that this for smaller eyes is just too large. So I do really like this one, because this one actually, it can blend, it can apply lid color, and it can also just really get rid of those harsh lines. This is really good for really buffing out any kind of harsh black lines. It's also good for applying things like Smudge Pot on the eyelid, because it blends that out as well, and you can really buff out any harsh lines that are left by your cream-based products. So these are really nice brushes to go for. These are significantly cheaper than the MAC ones as well, and they do artist discount also. So that's one thing to think about. This one, just a really nice brush, quite cost effective, really soft, also just great for multiple uses. You can also use this one to highlight the cheekbones as well, which is really nice touch. The next one I have is the MAC 228. This one is actually exactly the same as the Inglot 20p. There is no difference whatsoever. They have the same materials, they look the same. The only difference is the handle is a little bit longer. So this is a really nice brush to have. It's good for concentrating color, especially on the outer corner, smoking out things at the lash line, underneath the eye, also for the inner corner here. Also, one of the best things, if you're using multiple colors on the eyelid, this one is a really nice one to go for. So I really like this one because you can get that precise work. You can also apply a really precise highlight on the brow bone as well. So this one, if you are doing precision work, you are doing something along the eyeline, with something along the lash line, kind of like smudged out eyeliner, this is a really nice one to have, just because it does get right in there. It's really easy to control. The next one I have is the MAC 208. Now this goes for any angle brush. Angle brushes are your must-have if you're doing your own makeup. This is the perfect brush for eyeliner. For gel eyeliner, for powder eyeliner as well. Also great for under the eye, great for cutting in the crease as well. This is a great brush that will actually help you to get really precise eyeliner, and it's just one of those foolproof brushes as well. It's really easy to use. I recommend if you're using Black Track Fluid Line, you have to have one of these brushes. Also, Another bonus is it's great for eyebrows as well. So if you use a brow powder, this is going to be really nice for defining your eyebrows as well as doing your eyeliner as well. And last but not least, I actually have the MAC 205. Now, because I'm a makeup artist, I find I go through the disposable spoolie ones, the mascara ones, like packets at a time. If you do multiple people in a day, you're using maybe 3 on a person, and it starts to get really kind of expensive in the long run. If you lay down the money for something like the MAC 205, which is a mascara fan brush, this is going to solve all your problems. Having a couple in your belt is going to be great. This is awesome because you can actually get the product off the mascara wand and apply it to your bride or to your whoever, or to yourself as well. It's a great way to keep bacteria out of your mascara. It's also great for under the eyes, the lashes, because it doesn't apply it too heavily or clumpy. This is really good for lengthening and also thickening when you wiggle it in the lashes. It's just one of those really nice brushes that not a lot of people know a lot about. So this is one of those things that everybody can use to get more life out of your mascara. Also, if you're doing other people's makeup, it's going to keep it really sanitary, and it's also going to define your lashes really nicely without being clumpy as well. So that is the MAC 205. I hope you guys found this video useful. These brushes, honestly, are the ones that I reach for every day. I find that those ones are staple brushes, and if I was to have only 10 brushes, they would be the 10 that I would have. They're really great for working with multiple products. A lot of those brushes are actually multi-use as well. So it's really good to get multi-use brushes that you can get a lot of use out of, rather than buying lots and lots of brushes to get barely any use out of it. So I really like those brushes. I think that they're brushes that everybody can really utilize and really use to improve their makeup application as well. So yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.